Good evening, Nepal. Hope everybody doing okay, all safe, and they're still with their plans to study abroad and gathering as much information as they can. I hope you've been watching our live sessions over the weeks and finding it more informative for you. Please join us today. We have very special event, going to be a very resourceful, very informative session. And as you can see on the screen, I have my special friend, a special guest for the live session today, Miss Jeanne Blanchette from Concord University. Um, Concord University, just for your information, I know like I'm going to hear a lot about enrollment advisory group. That's uh, that's the company that helps the international students get to those colleges, like Concord University in the US. And we're going to hear a lot more about Concord University. It's a public university in West Virginia. And I want to welcome my friend, Jeanne Blanchette from Concord University. Welcome, Jeanne.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to actually, while I'm introducing myself, I'll share my screen. So thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I love talking about Concord University. I work with the students there and the staff. I'm going to share my presentation now. Does it look like it's sharing?
Yeah, it's on the screen. And before that, I want to encourage our viewers to watch it more carefully, watch it with great interest. So you'll find it as your next university of choice in the United States, because there are so many options in the US. But I have picked only a few ones which could be helpful to our Nepalese students, and Concord University is one of them. So please take advantage of this. And before I start this slide for you, Jeanne, allow me to play a promo of our company for a minute or so. Then we'll see our viewers increasing, and that way we can take it further. Sounds good?
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Dear viewer, in the meantime, you can drop your questions on our chat box, and we'll address your question one by one. All right, that was our video from last year's exhibition, and it was a great one, and we could help so many students. But by the way, like due to the pandemic, we couldn't have them continuing, but now we see them continuing to the universities like Concord universities. And yes, this is the time for US, because with the new administration in the US, like the new president, everybody is so full that we're going to have a great and exciting visa numbers coming in the coming years, beginning this fall. So Concord University has got great programs, and it's a public university, very affordable one. We'll get to hear a lot from Jeanne today. Please drop your question anytime. And the good news is, US Embassy in Nepal has started taking the visa applications from the students. That means F1 student visa is open now. So try to get your I-20, the admission letter, as soon as you can. Then schedule your interviews. Right, Jeanne?
Yes. Yes, great. Thank you. Yep, everything seems to be looking up now. Vaccines are rolling out. Campuses continue to be safe. Concord University actually is one of the campuses that did welcome students during the pandemic. So they did have in-person classes for the fall and the spring semesters, which was wonderful. Students are socially distanced. Everything is kept clean and safe for the students. Obviously, with the challenges with the embassies being closed, that was a little hurdle, but we're looking forward, as Pawan said, with the new administration and everything looking a bit better in the months to come as we lead up to the fall 21 enrollment. So again, thank you, Pawan, for inviting me to this program. I am happy to participate and share some information about Concord University. We signed on with Concord University about 3 years ago now this month, and we've been working with them right through. They're a state university. They offer some great options for students, and I'm going to go through a lot of those different options and let you know about them. And again, as Pawan had said, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, I will be happy to answer them. So let's get started with the presentation.
Sure.
First of all, the location. So Concord University is located in the state of West Virginia, highlighted here in red on the map. I've highlighted some major cities for you in the area. So you can see Washington, D.C. is to the east, and also Richmond, Virginia. Charlotte, North Carolina is down to the south. These cities, major cities, are about a 5 or 6 hour drive away from the campus, and students are more than welcome, to do some visiting in the area. It is located in the Appalachian Mountains. So I'll talk a little bit about the location. I'll show you an aerial shot of the campus, and you can see what it looks like. But students are going to be on the eastern seaboard of the United States. They're going to experience all 4 seasons. Right now it's raining, but just about a month ago it was snowing. And there's plenty of mountains to do some outdoor recreation as well. In terms of the campus, this is an aerial shot of the campus. It's about 123 acres, and we have a lot of different buildings here. It's a traditional style campus, brick and mortar buildings that you'll see. You can see the mountains out here in the background. So again, this campus is set on a knoll on a mountaintop. So it's a piece of land that just sits on the mountaintop. We've got, in the forefront here, the traditional brick buildings. This is Marsh Hall, which is right in the center of campus. This is where administration is. The library is off to the left of that. We've got a science hall, and then in the far left, in the far right corner up here, you'll see our fields. We do have athletics, so I'll talk a little bit about the teams that we have in our NCAA division. But off back over here is a residence hall, and then we do have a student life building. So students find it very easy to get around campus. They call it the Campus Beautiful because anywhere you stand on the campus, you can look out and see the mountains, and it's just a gorgeous view. This is a winter shot, so there's not many leaves on the trees. You'll see, not a lot of green, but pretty soon those leaves will be budding. We also are a state school, so as Pawan had mentioned, that means we are sponsored by the state, and all of our programs run through the state. So a state university tends to have a little bit better pricing for students in terms of their budgets and what the tuition cost is. We have around 2,000 students that are studying on campus right now. About 100 of those students are from international countries, and they represent actually 34 different countries. We have been recruiting internationally for them, and before we were with them, they were also recruiting internationally. So you're going to find it's a nice, small, family-sized campus for students to study at. So again, the area, we are located, Concord University is located in Athens, West Virginia, very small town, about 1,000 people live in this town. The next town over is Princeton, West Virginia, which is a bit larger with 6,000 people. And Princeton is where all of the shopping is. So restaurants, shopping, convenience stores. If students need supplies for their dorm room, there's a free shuttle that actually runs back and forth between Athens and West Virginia from about 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And students can just hop on that shuttle and go into Princeton, hang out with their friends, do a little shopping, and then get back to campus. Outdoor activities are abundant in the area. Being a mountain town, we have outdoor skiing, hiking, biking, whitewater rafting, as you can see here. Pinnacle Rock State Park is the West Virginia's largest state park. We also have a ski resort that's close by, so if students have never seen the snow, which knowing, talking to Pawan and his team, I know it does not ever snow in Nepal. So this is something exciting for the students when they get to experience snow for the first time, and they can go sledding or skiing or snowboarding and just try it out, or just be out in the snow and let the snowflakes fall. There are some water parks, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner here. When the weather gets warmer, students can enjoy that, but there's plenty of trails and things for students to do, including zip lining and fun things like that. So they won't necessarily be bored there. If they like the outdoors, this would be a great campus for them to attend. In terms of the academic programs, we offer bachelor's degrees to students. So on the undergraduate level, we actually have two different colleges. The first is the College of Science, Mathematics, and Health. This is where you're going to find any of the science majors like biology, chemistry, health science. You'll also find computer science, political science, psychology within this college. The nice thing about Concord University is that when students choose some of the majors here, as you can see under biology, I have a few different tracks listed. If students are looking for any pre-dentistry or pre-med or even pre-pharmacy programs, they can join our biology program and then go right into that track. They will track out after they graduate with their bachelor's degree to a graduate school to continue their studies, but at least they can earn their undergraduate degree. You'll see the same thing under chemistry, computer science, and even health science. Students can focus their degree tracks within these degrees if they're looking for a specific degree. If they're not getting that specific at first and they just want to be in biology, they can do that as well. Within our next college, which is the College of Professional and Liberal Studies, this is where you'll find business administration, mass communications, which is becoming a very popular major, especially due to the digital communication major, which is going to get students into the social media and digital communications, which are very popular among companies right now. This is something that students are looking to for a degree. But we also have, English and history and sociology degrees. So, advertising and graphic design is another degree program here. Very focused, in business administration, again, students can be focused in accounting, finance, management, marketing, or even sports management if they'd like to go into that. We do have small classes here. Our class size averages, maybe in that 20 to 25 student range. Our student to faculty ratio is 14:1. So it is pretty low. You can see here from some of the pictures, we have a studio for the communications major. So we have working studios for students. They're able to do internships as well. So if they're looking to go out and get some practical experience, they can do that with Concord University. The other nice thing at the university is that we do have minors. So if students would like to fill their electives, they can do so by putting in a minor. They can go into business administration. Maybe they're going to go into a marketing focus track. And then if they want to choose maybe entrepreneurship because they want to open up their own marketing firm, they can do that. So these are we have a lot of different minors for students to even tailor their major further when they're studying here. In terms of our honors students, if you have some high academic achievers, we have an honors program for students who really want to challenge themselves. They can enrich their educational experience through independent work, professional research, or community service to better prepare them for graduate school and their professional careers. They are required to have a 3.5 GPA on a 4.0 scale. So that is something that is a requirement, and they should have a minimum SAT score of 1240. They will be required to maintain a GPA of 3.3 at Concord University, but they will be involved in honors courses and projects. They'll participate in 3 enrichment activities for each semester, and they'll attend 1 honors colloquium per semester as well. So if you're looking for students who want to challenge themselves academically, the honors program at Concord would be wonderful for them. In addition, we offer a lot of different support mechanisms for students. So our Multicultural Affairs Office is probably one that you're used to seeing at many colleges. International Student Affairs, International Student Office, we call it the Multicultural Office. We assist students with everything from issuing their I-20 to welcoming them to campus. We'll pick them up at the airports, wherever they fly into. We will also make sure that they get settled into their dormitory, get acclimated to life in the United States, open up a bank account, get supplies in Princeton if they need to do that, make sure that they stay in compliance with their visa. All those things are handled through our Multicultural Affairs Office. They also host many different workshops for students, and they're just actually, their doors always open for students just to come and hang out if they're homesick or if they need help understanding something on campus, such as reading their schedule or where to go for something. Our Center for Academic and Career Development is also another office that will aid students with achieving their academic, personal, and career goals. So they do academic advising for students. They'll help them with their course selection. They'll make sure that they're on track for their degree program in terms of where they're going to go with their degree, what they'd like to do in the end, whether that's return home for a job or whether that's go on to graduate school or get practical training. So they really do help with that. They also ensure that students, once they're done, they get career counseling. So assisting them with their resume, interviewing techniques, job searches. That's something that we also make sure that students are prepared with, which is you're going to find at many of the colleges out there. We also have a global mentorship program where students can prepare for their first career job by connecting with other graduates from Concord who are in a similar career. This is something that is a great network for students. We're very proud of our graduates and where they are and what they're doing, and that they are volunteering for this mentor program. It's really best for students that are at Concord to connect with alumni who are out there to understand what the opportunities are and where they can get jobs or what the field might be like, and make sure that that career is just right for them. In addition, you'll find students will be in a welcoming community. We have resident assistants, we have health services staff, the coaches, the faculty. Everybody welcomes students. We do have an academic person that works with our ESL students, Kyle, and he's very good with the students in ESL, but he's also very good with the international students as well. He's a professor there at Concord University. He also does writing seminars for students. So if they're struggling with writing term papers or finishing assignments for their class, he will help with them work with their academics and try to get them to make sure that they can proceed with their classes and make sure that they're staying, up with their assignments. So in addition to the academics, there's a whole student life side to Concord University. There's over 70 clubs and organizations, and most students are in something. In fact, our international club is our largest club on campus, believe it or not. Many students want to join this for many of the cultural activities that they offer. There's very fun activities for students. They host a variety of different events, but then the clubs and organizations themselves host events and do things on campus. Of course, everything has been socially distanced with the pandemic, and we're hoping by the fall that we can get back to a little bit of normalcy on the campus in terms of the activities and events, but anything that's held on campus is socially distanced and done safely with masks. So you need to understand that, and the students will definitely understand that, but hopefully, in 5 or 6 months from now, things will be changing to get a little bit back to normal. We hold international banquets each year. We take students to the world market that's close by. They can buy food and spices and things like that that are part of their culture. They can prepare their dishes, and they're going to showcase their dishes at this cultural event. So that's a fun event. If your students are into arts, maybe music or theater and acting, we have plenty of things to join for that. If they're musically inclined, we also have several different bands that students can join. So we have marching bands, we have vocal ensembles, we have choirs and choruses, we have a jazz band and a concert band that perform every year and will be performing next year when it's safe to do so. The university hosts dignitaries on campus or maybe hosting special events, and our students are always involved in going to those and maybe being part of the musical piece of that event. We also have drama, and if students are into theater, they can certainly act and become part of the theater club, whether they're up on stage, backstage, to do those productions. That's also fun. We have also Greek life. So fraternities and sororities are part of many campuses across the United States. You find these at many of the larger campuses, but Concord University has a Greek life community. There's, I think, 3 fraternities and 1 sorority. And so students can join these. There's leadership opportunities, community service opportunities. Students like to join these because they're in with a group of students who are, they're like-minded, they have common goals and common interests, and it gives them a sense of community while they're on campus.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, we have residence halls at Concord University. So here on the left, north and south towers, I'll talk a little bit about those. These are 2 different halls that are connected in the center here by a round rotunda. And this round rotunda is actually the workout facility. So students will be able to work out. There's a bunch of cardio equipment and things in there. There's also a central lobby between the 2 dormitories. So North Tower is for women, all women. It's an all-female dormitory. And South Tower is all male dormitory. And in here, you're going to find the traditional suite style living here. So on the bottom, and I know this is a little bit small, but when you walk into the dormitories, you're going to come in and there's going to be a large bedroom area here. So it's a double room, double bedrooms. There's 2 double bedrooms in 1 suite. So at the top, you would walk into this foyer, and then you would go into one room or the other. You'll see that students have their bed, their desk, their wardrobe, which is a closet for them to hang things on. There's a dresser, which is drawers for students to put their clothes in. Off of the foyer, there's also a large storage closet. And then this suite of 4 students has its own bathroom. So it's a shared bathroom among 4 students. So this would be the typical suite style room that you would find in North or South Tower. On the right side is Wilson Hall. This is a co-ed dormitory by floor, and this is more the double room. So when you walk into the room, you'll see 2 bedrooms, 2 desks, 2 closets, and 2 dressers. And those dressers, again, are where you have the drawers for your clothing. These will have common bathrooms shared down the hallway. So this is a different style dormitory where there's a community bathroom, whereas the other one is a semi-private bathroom amongst the people just living in that room. We have a dining hall for students. There's an all-you-can-eat dining hall, which is the Libby Avis Dining Hall. So students can go there. They will accommodate any food allergies or food restrictions for students. So students just need to make them aware of that. We also have at the top here a food court. If students are looking to get a quick bite to eat, a coffee, a hot chocolate, or whatever have you between classes, a burger or wings or whatever, they can get some fast food in our food court as well. So that's available to students. In the center here is that rotunda. So you can see the roof here is a bit arched. And so here's the workout facility for students. And then at the bottom, I've included a picture that they have on their website of the dormitory room, which is very spacious for students.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of athletics, we have men's and women's teams. Concord University belongs to the NCAA Division II. So NCAA is Division I, Division II, and Division III. So Concord University is in the middle division. And they are part of the Mountain East category. So you'll see here that students can participate or try out for men's baseball, basketball, cross country, football, etc. And on the women's side, you can see the sports there as well. Students do have to register with the NCAA in order to participate and try out for these sports. There is an inquiry form on the website that they will definitely need to fill out in order to get in touch with the coaches. The coaches have limited budgets on their athletic scholarships, and students are encouraged to reach out to the coaches in their sophomore or junior years, not wait until their senior year if they're looking for an athletic scholarships. The coaches are fielding students and scouting students many years in advance. So we want to make sure that they have every opportunity to try out for these teams. If they don't want to try out and compete on the collegiate level, but they're still athletic, we also have recreational sports. So that would be, intramural sports, and that's, flag football, that's 5-on-5 basketball, indoor soccer, volleyball. The intramural sports are kind of on a club level, and students who want to still stay athletic but don't want to compete for Concord University can actually do the intramural sports if they'd like. We also have a fabulous esports team, which has recently won some awards. Esports is in West Virginia. Concord University is proud to be the first public university to offer esports and have a team on the national level. Our students do compete nationally. They are in right now Call of Duty, League of Legends, and Overwatch, and soon to be Valorant will be coming to the campus as well. So that's something that's awesome for students that are into gaming. If you have students there, they don't have any scholarships for this. Students will be able to get merit scholarships, but there's no scholarships on the esports level. But when they go to competitions, they can win money for the club, which keeps the club going for the students. The tuition here at Concord University right now is $18,588 US. That includes, the tuition and it's an average fee, so students may or may not have fees depending on their majors. In addition, the room and board cost is $10,168 US. So right now, the base price is around $29,000. There are incidentals for students. There's health insurance. Although it's not required, students are encouraged to have health insurance while they're here in the United States. So they do offer a plan through an outside company, and so that could cost you additional money in addition to the monthly incidentals that the students would have. Right now, scholarships are offered to students because it is a state school and they're based on GPA only, so grade point average. We use the U.S. grade point average scale, so that is between a 3.0 and a 3.49, which is a B to a B plus. Out of a 4.0 scale, students may earn a $5,000 renewable scholarship. For students who have better than a B plus up to an A average, those students can earn $7,000, and these are the freshman scholarship amounts. So in terms of looking at transfer students, if you have any students transferring and that have college credit under their belt, they will come in as a transfer student. Those students can earn scholarships. You can see here the $3,000 to $5,000. And so they're looking for a C plus to a B plus for the $3,000 scholarship, and a 3.5 to a 4.0 will earn transfer students a $5,000 scholarship. Students do have to maintain a GPA at Concord to make these renewable, so they're encouraged to really study and make sure that they keep these scholarships in place because they're renewed based on their GPA right at Concord University. Let's talk about the requirements for admission. So in terms of looking at the students, they will have to submit an application to Concord, which I'll talk about in 1 second. We accept students who have a C or better, so a 2.0 grade point average, or 70% or better in their core overall classes. So we look at the grade point average, and then we look at specifically the English, the math, the science, the social studies or history classes. We're looking at those core classes to calculate that 2.0 GPA. Transcripts do need to be translated to English. And if they have college credit, they must have a NACES organization evaluation. So that's WES or ECE. So we want to make sure that students who are transferring do get their course by course credit evaluation done before sending in that transcript. Mm-hmm. English proficiency minimum, students should have a 60 on the TOEFL, a 6.0 on IELTS, or in Duolingo, an 85. So those are what the minimums are to enter into academic programs. If students do not meet those minimums, they can actually come into the English language program at Concord University, which is a year-long program. This program is the same price as students would pay for an academic program. So I needed to put that down, that it's a year-long program and students will be paying as if they're paying for their regular curriculum. However, students will be in one of two tracks when they come in. There's an ESL track where they will take the ESL classes and get their proficiency. They'll develop their skills in the listening, speaking, reading, and writing like they would do in any other ESL style coursework. Or they can do a pathway program where they can practice their ESL and take a combination of ESL classes, and they can go into the mainstream academic classes. So this is something that students may need if they're just on that borderline of not making it into academic classes, but they don't necessarily need full-on ESL classes. So this would be another track for them that they could do. And again, Kyle is great. He's going to walk students through. He's going to work with students. We're going to make sure that they're very proficient in terms of meeting the academic requirements. So this is the application link, which is a portal on Concord's website. The application is free, so there is no fee. We have never had a fee at Concord University, so students can feel free to apply through the form. It's a pretty simple form that students will fill out and submit, and then they'll submit their transcript, English proficiency, and a copy of their passport bio page. If they've been out of school for more than a year, then Concord University will most likely reach out and ask them for a personal essay. So that's at the counselor's discretion when he's reviewing the application file. Due to the pandemic, he's really reading the files and seeing what students have been doing. They may not have been able to attend school for the last year, obviously get to a college because of the pandemic. So he may or may not require an essay from those students. But typically it's just the transcript and the English proficiency and the copy of the passport bio page.
Hmm.
Once a student applies through the portal, they will receive an email, and that email will be sent to them to set up their applicant portal. This is very important for the students because they'll be able to track their application and be able to see what's going on, where their application is in the process, and they'll be able to see a checklist of the things that need to get done. So if you are working with students, you will be able to work with them to have access to their portal, and you can see what's going on within that portal. The
Right.
applicant portal should be the uploads to that should be in PDF format. Many students upload photos from their phone of transcripts or other documentation, and Concord cannot accept that type. It has to be scanned in as a PDF, saved as a PDF, and then uploaded into the portal. So July 15th is a target date. You want to make sure if students can apply earlier than July 15th, July 15th would be the absolute latest an acceptance can be made. So we're making sure that you know that the sooner you get your applications in, the better. The second thing about this year, as everybody knows, is that the students from last year who didn't get to come, and now the students from this year who want to come to college, are all going to be flooding into those embassies. So as soon as students can apply and get their paperwork in that PDF format, the better. Concord University is really good about reviewing applications within a 2-week time frame of when the application is fully received, and then issuing the I-20 once the bank and financial information is received. So they are a pretty quick campus. I work with them very closely. So if you're not getting something that you need, and let's say, for example, you haven't received a response on an acceptance, I can look in the system. As the account manager, I have access to the system, so I'll be able to look into the system and see what's necessary and get back to you on that so that you know where the application is in the file. In terms of accepted students, we have a variety of different steps that they will need to take. And first and foremost, everybody asks about the I-20 process. So as I mentioned before, the base price of around $29,000 for students, all in. Concord University's bank statement balance with a full bank statement is $33,909. So students will have to show a minimum of that in US dollars on their bank statement or financial statement. If they've earned a scholarship, I've given a couple of examples here, they can deduct the scholarship amount. So anybody who earned a $5,000 scholarship, for example, will have a bank statement balance of $28,909. And likewise, with a $7,000 scholarship, they will have to show $26,909. So those are some common bank statement balances, but please note that the 33 is the normal balance. And then if students earn any type of scholarship that I previously mentioned, they will be able to deduct that from that bank statement balance. If the account that they're submitting is not in the student's name, they're not self-funding their education, on the left-hand side, I've put it here, they'll have to fill out a confidential statement of financial support. I have a PDF of this document here, but students will be able to obtain it through the portal, or I can email it to them as well. They'll receive this if the bank statement is not in their name. This is just a form that says somebody else is sponsoring me and they agree to pay the funds. After they get those two in, the I-20 will be issued. The counselor at Concord will email the student to proof the I-20 first. And this is very important. Students sometimes miss the emails or don't think that they have to do anything with the emails. Concord University does things in an efficient manner where they want the students to make sure that all the information on their I-20 is correct before issuing it through email to them. So a proof is sent to them first. Once they approve that or make changes, then the final I-20 will be emailed to them with the entire acceptance packet about the next steps, which are the SEVIS and fees, paying the SEVIS fees, getting your interview scheduled, and doing the application and things such as that. Students will also need to complete their housing and health forms, and they will also need to pay a $150 deposit as their reservation fee for Concord University. Students don't have to pay to get the I-20, but we encourage students to deposit as soon as they can, because that's going to trigger that housing form for them and anything else that needs to get done. Once they're all set with all their forms and everything's submitted, they'll receive an email about orientation. Classes do start August 16th, And I'm sorry it got cut off, but the arrival will be the 3 days before. So students will, if classes start on a Monday, students will typically arrive on Friday or Saturday. They will do their orientation on the Saturday after the first day of classes. So that's typically how they run the orientation. But again, August 13th, 14th, or 15th is when they should plan to be there. So that's why July 15th is the absolute latest cutoff, because we're actually nervous that there might not be any appointments in July with people making them. It might be like that vaccination appointment thing where they're trying to schedule an appointment. So the sooner they can do things, the better, because in mid-August, they're going to be able to start classes. And Concord University is very strict. They don't really allow any late arrivals past that first week of classes. So we're going to, they might need a special letter or something like that, but they really like students to be able to arrive prior to August 16th. Okay. So this concludes the first part of my presentation. I do have a video which can be shown. And Pawan, if we have time for that, I can introduce the video. It was actually made by one of our students who enrolled at the university. His name is Theo, and he worked with a couple of people on campus to go around and create an international video about Concord University and why it's so great to study there. So if we have time for that, I'm more than happy to have you show that.
Sure, definitely. We do have time for that. And yeah, that was a lovely presentation and very detailed information about why Concord for international students. Definitely, it fits in the budget size of our Nepalese students as well. Like you said about the scholarship of different amount, up to 7,000 a year out of that $18,000 tuition. That means that makes even more affordable coming to Concord. And all the sports team like NCAA and the second division, all these things like really matters. And living in Concord area, I don't think it's quite expensive. It's very moderate and very less affordable. Less expensive. And you have like great programs they offer there too. And I must say, with your support, students are getting their I-20s, the decision real quick, like 1 or 2 weeks time. We receiving students I-20s and or decision at least. That's pretty quick. Thanks all your support, and I hope we're gonna have some questions from our students. Definitely, we'll take care of that. And I think a video is a little longer, but we might jump into the question right after. Right in the middle, or because we can play that on that, part by part. Let's say. And thanks again. Once again, thank you so much, Jeanne, for doing this presentation for Concord for us. Dear viewers, please, Jeanne mentioned about Concord University. Of course, this is a great university, a state university, which has affordable tuition fee with scholarship as well. And they are taking care of international students so well. And this is a great university to be. So feel free to ask any question or reach out to us after after this session as well. Okay. So before I go to that video, can I jump into one question on the screen now? So we
Yes.
can encourage more. Okay, great. So here's the question by Suraj.
So we do not have need-based financial aid for students unless they're a U.S. student. So we actually have international merit scholarships. So the scholarships are definitely done based on your grade point average, as I had reviewed. The campus is very diverse. We have well over 100. Well, we have 2,000 students here from all across the world. As I had mentioned, we have 100 international students from 34 different countries, and they're based from all different parts of the world. We welcome the diversity on our campus, and it's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. We have several people that work in our international office, and we're working very hard to increase our international population and our diversity on campus. So hopefully that answered that question. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Suraj? That's
Yeah,
great.
Suraj, yeah. And he has another question, but before taking that question, I want to go to that video. And dear viewers, we encourage you to ask questions here. This is the time, to directly communicate with somebody from the university. That definitely going to help you in your process to find your best fit programs and university in the United States. All right. So, Suraj, we'll get back to your question. Thanks for your question anyway. All right. So this is the video, Jeanne. I'm gonna play it now. All right, right here. I thought I'd apply to U.S. schools, and I went to a college fair, but I did apply, and I really liked their biology program. So that's why I'm very confident. When I came here and I find that all the faculty here, they are professional, and the teaching learning environment is very
Sometimes we learn from our friend better than we learn from our professor. But it's not actually true over here because the professor is your friend. And that you can communicate to them, you can open your feeling for them. And sometimes maybe because of they understand you better, they can find a more simple way to teach you. That's what I like over here. Dr. Bro, he's in the computer science department. He's a professor. He really helps out, like, all the time. How so? Every single time, like, he emails, he replies fast, and he's always, like, willing to help you out, no matter, even if it's not his office hours. Like, if you go to his office, he's always, like, helpful. Well, like, for me, for example, I need letters of recommendation, like, to go to medical school, and having that closer connection with the professors definitely is a huge advantage because they can vouch for you better than probably other professors could if they don't know you. So it's much easier to get closer to your professors. So that's one huge advantage. There's a special place because for our side, we actually have a lot of resources, instrumentation, right? These students actually get to work one-on-one with the professor, and they working in a research setting, or even in the classroom in a lab setting, getting to use equipment that typically they will only see in graduate programs, but we have those. Our students actually get hands-on training. We're all so united. We help each other a lot, and we're really like a family. We're really like a family. That's something I really miss. We're still in touch. Some who have graduated, we're still in touch with them. But the bond, the memories, never forget. So nothing really surprised me. But I think for me it was good because I came with so many internationals. So I spent a lot of time with internationals as well as Americans. So. I love it here because growing up in Africa, I sort of also grew up in a quite rural sort of area. So this reminds me of home a little bit. So for me, it wasn't too shocking or crazy. It was kind of like, oh, cool. Something familiar. Right. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it's kind of easier to get more friends because everybody knows everyone. And I feel like some people say, oh, if you go to bigger school, like you can easily friends, but I don't think that's true. Even when I'm at my family's place, like my aunt's or my uncle's place, if I stay there for like a month or two, I'm like, I want to go back to school. Because school is home for me because I've been here for the past 3 years, you know what I mean? Firstly, over here is a very peaceful town. I can concentrate on studying, and I'm a type of girl that will go to like everywhere and shopping, and I got distraction. But then I see that here's a peaceful town, so I totally get out of it.
me, definitely one of the most memorable moments was when we won homecoming, because it was sort of like 5 weeks leading up to it. We had a lot of ups and downs, and just that moment where we were all huddling together on the football field.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be winning the championship. It took us 3 years to get there, and I don't think we'll ever forget that day. And then moving on to the national tournament, it didn't go the way we wanted, but it was definitely a memory that I won't forget.
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest one. And that was like our main goal when we came here as a freshman, so it will definitely stay in our mind.
We got the ring.
Yeah, we got the ring.
Me, it's definitely going to be the people. Everyone like that I've met here, like everyone like leaving back to their own like home country or home state and not being with the group of people I've been with for the last 3 years, like that will definitely be the hardest thing, and that'll be what I miss the most.
Be open-minded and feel free to embrace any new things that you meet here.
Don't feel scared when to go study abroad, because when you be here, everything is different than what you expected. Everything is better.
If you want to be inspired, this is a place for you to be here. Chemistry has inspired me, and I hope it will inspire you too when you get here.
Even if you're shy, you'll have a lot of international student friends too.
I want you to, be able to balance everything, be balanced socially and academically. Make sure all that you understand that it is okay to fail and try again.
Make sure you jump in with 2 feet and enjoy every opportunity you get here. It's definitely worth it.
Even if you're scared of failing, just know you'll probably fail. So fail quickly and learn fast.
Absolutely.
Like this place feels like home. So whenever I'm not at Concord, I'll be like, oh, I just want to go home. Like this place has become home to me. So it's like, I feel like I'm at home.
That was it. It was great to hear from the international students about their experience at Concord University. Being an international student is not easy job, but when you get to hear those beautiful experience, coming to Concord University and experiencing the life, that means it's a good message to the international students. Like I could see the students from across the globe. Though we have few students to show at this time due to the pandemic, it's been impacted. Taking video from all the students coming from different parts of the world. But I could see someone from Vietnam, which is also a big student source, the country where US gets many students from. She got very good experience about that and got a message to incoming students, and the students from some an African part of the part of the world, you have from where Ghana and Ethiopia as well, and those students are very happy, they're happy to share about the experience. Even the students from England, I believe they are also part of a women's soccer team at Concord University as well, as I could see their hoodies. So that means you got everything as international student aspects at a university. So this is great. Thanks, Jeanne, for recommending me that video. It really is an interesting one. I loved it. Thank you. Now I can see. Okay, yeah, a few more questions, but before that, I want to take the previous question here.
So we are enrolling admissions for international students. On the international side, we probably receive between 400 and 500 applications, and about 90% are admitted. With our liberal, decision policy, where students have to have a C or better in their core courses, many students have that, and so we don't really turn away too many students unless they don't meet those requirements. Again, double majoring, you would have to work with your academic advisor. We do have a major and a minor track. So I had shown a screen where we offer a lot of different minors, and sometimes students will do a major and a minor. But depending on which 2 majors you want to double major in, it may be possible. You would just have to see how you can fit that in within the time frame that you desire. And how easy is it to major in one area such as science and minor in another such as business? again, when you take your major classes, so when you take your major, you will have your core courses for the major, and then you're going to have some elective classes. These are open classes that you can choose what goes in those electives. So you will work with an academic advisor to ensure that the classes that are available that you would like to take can go together. All students here will have an academic advisor who will go through the coursework with them and make sure that they can get what they need done. And if you need to reach out to an academic advisor before enrolling, just to figure out if you can do whatever major you want, or double major or do that, we can get you in touch with an academic advisor as well.
Great.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, it's a lot of question, but very interesting question. Of course, these things are quite important for AB student before they join the campus. And of course, with all this information, definitely you're gonna prepare yourself, and you're gonna find it this is worth it. So thanks, Suras. I appreciate your question. Thanks, Jeanne, for all those questions answers. We have now probably the last question here. Sugyan Debkota, he wants to know about management, maybe in the admission process, the minimum GPA or the IELTS requirement, or scholarship if any. So just in a brief, if you could just tell him, so it's gonna be a kind of recap for every student.
Yes, we do have our management program is through our business administration major. So you would earn a degree in business administration and with a track in management. So you can definitely do that. Again, to apply, students will need a transcript, which will show an overall grade point average on a U.S. scale of a 2.0 or a C, or even 70% or better in your core classes, English, math, science, history, whatever those classes are that you're taking over the course of your 4 or 3 years at high school, whatever your year you're in at this point. So students can apply for that track. We do have minors. So if you're in management, you want to minor in something like entrepreneurship because you want to open up your own business, that's an opportunity for you as well. And you will work with your academic advisor to help fill your elective classes.
Great. Hope, Sugan, you got your answer. Please feel free to reach out to us any time you want, or visit us directly to meet with our counselors in Nepal office as well. Thank you. Suraj, what is the advantage of being alumni, and what is the expectation of alumni from there?
So when I talked about the alumni network before, part of that was to be able to mentor students that are currently studying. So international students who are studying now, and even domestic students, any of the students at Concord University, some of the alumni have joined and they're in part of this global mentoring network. So they went out and they're now in their job, maybe running a company or managing or doing whatever in their job. And they're able to tell the students that are currently enrolled what it's like. Maybe they want to go into the same field. There are so many opportunities in the world now for jobs. From the time I went to school till now, It's a digital world. And part of the alumni network is that you get to work with Concord University and receive their services. So if there's workshops or if there's mentoring or if, job assistance, if you have to look for another job, part of an alumni network at any college is being able to use the resources at the college after you've graduated.
Absolutely. Thank you. We got next question by Jerry Pradhan. Jerry, thanks for your question. And how about an eligibility for undergrad programs if you're less than, let's say, if you're under 18?
Yes, typically students will be applying when they're 16 or 17 years old. So you are definitely eligible for enrollment. The eligibility is that you must have finished your high school and received, your education and received a diploma. So if you have a high school diploma at the age of 17, then you're eligible to apply and enroll.
Yeah, when you say high school diploma, and in our country, or most part in the South Asian countries, we have 10 plus 2 equivalent, or let's say that's the 12th grade pass transcript. Is that correct?
Yes. Okay. Yep. Yes, a document saying that you have officially finished your high school education.
Absolutely, because in the US, you call it senior high school, but that might confuse some of our students. So I just
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, we I don't see any more question here. We really want to thank every of our viewers today. We will drop their questions and watch us live. This has been a great presentation by Jeanne. Thank you, Jeanne, for that. And
You're welcome.
finally, I want to ask you, what is the way, like how do the students get connected with you, or like can apply if they are from Nepal? How do they apply to Concord University? I know, like Bradford is one of the agents, and there's so many agents in the world for EAZ, for Concord. So what is your message, and how do they connect with them?
Yeah, so I don't know if my screen is still showing, but my WhatsApp and my email are there on the screen, so hopefully you can see that. That's one way. I do encourage students who are working with agencies to go through the agencies. We work to train those agencies on the programs and the application process. So if you do need the application link, you're more than welcome to WhatsApp me or email me to get the link, and I'll send it to you. Again, it's a free application form. So we have that, and I know Pawan, through your organization, students can get the application link that way as well. So we're happy to work with you if they want to reach out to me, or through their agency, and the agency can reach out to me as well.
Right. And additionally, like I know, like EAZ has got the staff in Nepal who are taking care of the application directly.
Correct.
And also like through other agents. So please feel free to reach out to Jeanne or anybody who talks about Concord University. Make sure that they are working with us, like with the EAZ, and that way, like, you're gonna get more information. Or if you want to apply directly, you are fine. As you can see, the contact details of Jeanne here on the screen as well. Like you can note her WhatsApp number, or like email her to Blanchette at concord.edu. Or like reach out to us at our office at those numbers that I have like popped up on the ticker on the screen, and also the numbers you may want to talk to someone at our office. All right. Thank you, Jeanne, for your time, and we really do appreciate it. I hope everybody watching us today had a great information session together with you, and I really appreciate your time. Thanks for your time, and hope to see you again in the future.
Yes, and thank you everybody for listening today. I look forward to receiving your applications, and yes, hopefully we'll see each other in the future when I have another school to promote. Thank you so much, Pawan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, that was the session, a wonderful session by Miss Jeanne Blanchette from Concord University, and I really loved it because they got the programs that suits our international students, mostly the Nepalese students, with the fee structure as well as the scholarship. So feel free to contact us at Bradford. We'll be happy to give you more information about the university and processing. All right, and yes, we are continuing our study in the US and Canada information session during these platforms with you guys. And yes, like I have privilege of having many representatives from the universities and colleges from the US and Canada, and we really appreciate your time, that you are watching us with more attention, and you are asking your questions, and that really makes us more proud of having you here on the platform, supporting us, attending the session. It really gives us more confidence about giving you more and more details about your process to any US universities that Bradford represents. And by the way, Bradford represents more than 250 direct universities from the US, the colleges and universities, as well as over a dozen colleges and universities from Canada. Okay, so this is the time for the US, Canada, and the UK. I hope like Australia border is open, going to open soon. We are counting on that, and definitely like that's gonna make everybody happy about processing to any other countries. All right. So these are the numbers that you can see on the screen, and the email address as well. And we'll have our counselors ready to help you out with any information that you may want to have before you're applying. And yes. The next session, the live session that we got for you is next week. That is Monday, 22nd March. And it will be participated by Nova Southeastern University, which is in Florida. And we're going to have a wonderful session because I know that they got $22,000 up to $22,000 scholarship a year for international students. So let's figure out what are the criteria like, and how you should apply, like, okay, and how Bradford would gonna Bradford be supporting you that way. All right. With that said, I wish you a lovely weekend, though it is Thursday today. But yeah, we have no program tomorrow as live for you. I will let you have a nice weekend and come back to see you, and then give you more details about next university. That's Nova Southeastern University, and our guest would be Mr. Mike Wiggle. Stay safe, and I'm here in California, and I'm the manager director of Bradford Global, and my team at Nepal, Yubaneswar Chowk, as well as the study center in Putali Sadak in Pokhara as well. And here in California, definitely I'm happy to help you with any questions you may have, and we definitely gonna support you the best we can as a team. Thank you, and stay safe. Bye bye.